I will die on that hill.
I absolutely love Miley Cyrus.
You have failed this.
Love this show.
The sickest night ever. Is this? What are we doing?
No. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Call Guys podcast. I'm Gunner, also known as Chico Noise, 3-time podcast host, beer connoisseur. And ladies and gentlemen, we are getting very, very close to some major episodes here on the Call Guys podcast. That's right, episode 50, The Empire Strikes Back. Episode 51 is going to be our favorite moments from the first year of the Call Guys. And episode 52 will be our one-year episode where we're going to have every guest from the past year and whoever else wants to be on the podcast. So, as we mentioned in the last, I don't know how many episodes, if you want to be on episode 52, send us an email, let us know. Hey, we want to be on episode 52. We'll get a schedule made here soon. We'll get everybody in for short interviews, and then I'll cut it all together and we'll make an episode out of it. I'm excited. I'm sure Colton's excited. And speaking of Colton, alongside me as always, my good friend Colton Keel, or as I like to call him, Juan Keel 4-3. Everybody, we hope you've enjoyed this past year with the Call Guys. This is episode 46. 46.
Yep.
And that means we're 6 episodes away. So 6 more episodes. Get some more guests on here in the next couple episodes. Talk with some people. Do some fun stuff. And hopefully you all enjoy what's going on with us.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. What do you think about all that, Colton? 1 year almost.
Dude,
you've been doing a
I can't
podcast.
believe it. I'll be honest, I can't believe it. I figured we would have given up by now.
Once a week we've been.
I know,
doing
man.
this.
We've been killing it, dude. I mean, we're the only one in the Empire who knocks this stuff out weekly. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Like,
That's
we
true.
don't go to the well. We don't take weeks off. Like, we get in here. We put our hard hats on, and we get to work. That's what we do. That's what we do here at the Call Guys. And you know what? You know what's even better about that is that it's appreciated by the tens of fans that we have.
Yep.
And I am just so thankful that we have a little cult following, some real day oneers, and I hope one day, for their sake, that if we ever blow up and become
Something.
multi-thousand download podcast,
I
we have some real day oneers.
that is a, wouldn't say it's a dream, but it's a hope for the Call Guys. Like, that's what I want. I want to have thousands of views a week, thousands of listens. I want our YouTube to be popular. I want the podcast stuff on Spotify, and I want the reviews, and I want people to talk trash about us, and I want to hear it. That's what I look forward to. I just want to know, like, are people gonna like it?
Wait, hold up. I want to know what Gunner would do if we just got review bombed and it's all negative. I want to know what Gunner would do. We get 5,000 dislikes on YouTube. We just get hammered for our terrible takes. I don't see you handling that well.
You know what I would have to say to those people? Let us know why. Tell us how we can fix ourselves.
Where would you tell us? Where would you tell them to go?
You can send us an email to callguyspodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/thecallguyspod, where you can message us. You can review us on there if you want. I mean, just let us know why you don't like us, what we're doing wrong. Not that anybody has given us a negative review, because most people that listen know us personally. But I do appreciate anybody out there that is listening, that's out there in like Canada or something, that's sitting there and just enjoying the podcast and not saying anything, or just, they're listening every week and they don't feel like they need to say something negative or positive because they're just enjoying it.
Yeah.
So whoever's out there listening, whether you're in a different country, United States, different state, you're in a log cabin in the middle of the woods somewhere, and we're all you got.
Feel bad for you.
I just hope you're enjoying the content we put out. And I hope that you're enjoying the social media posts that we're putting out every week.
Yeah, you're killing that, man.
I'm trying. I'm trying. It's a little bit extra edit time, but it's always fun. I've got the numbers memorized to like zoom it because when we record this, if anybody watches on YouTube, it's a double screen. So when I edit those videos, I zoom into each of us individually. I cut it to where it zooms in when we're talking, and I've got the numbers memorized at this point. So all I have to do is type in the numbers and it zooms straight into Colton or zooms straight into me. So it's like I don't even have to really do much anymore. It's just cut, zoom, cut, zoom, cut, zoom. So anybody that needs a master class in quoting Bill and Ted, come on over. I'll give you a master class on how to edit video also. So we'll just have a full day of master classes.
Master classes.
But I do appreciate everybody that's out there listening, and I'm happy for all those that are day oneers that have stuck around for 46 episodes now. And I really hope you enjoy what's coming up. So I put in some hard work in trying to figure out what we're going to do this coming episodes 53 through 104. And
yeah, man.
I think we got some
knocked
good
it
stuff.
out, man. We got a year of ideas already. So
yeah, we do.
I'm excited for this next year. I think a lot of big things are coming. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of stuff that we'll be able to do with the fans.
Yep.
So I'm excited.
You know what I didn't have on that list that is going to be on the docket is a Beer 30 Part 2. That needs
Dude,
to be
I'm
on the
telling
list
you, I think you
also.
got to do 100 proof. It's got to be the 100th episode.
Oh, 100th episode, 100 proof. Dang, that's a while away though.
Yeah, man,
Or
we got to recover from Beer 30.
I'm still recovering, beer connoisseur, as I said in the intro, as I take a drink of my beautiful Broken Heels Hazy IPA from New Trail Brewing Company in Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
Oh, are they sponsoring us now?
Hey, maybe I'll send them a message.
Should.
One week it's pitch black, the next week it's New Trail.
Oh my.
Speaking of, get out there, get your pitch blacks.
Dude, man, that was good.
Yeah.
That was tasty. I was glad you gave me one.
Yeah. Speaking of, everybody, and Colton, how was your weekend? You have a good weekend? It is Monday. This is the weird part. We are recording this on Monday. We're not going to read emails. Colton, go ahead, explain.
So yeah, the big move is this week. Actually, when this airs, it would already be done. Be in the new house, have the new setup. So, really wanted to knock this episode out early this week, so that way we don't have to worry about, getting this done, moving internet, all that other fun stuff. So hopefully this gives us enough time to get everything moved, settled into the new house to an extent, and be able to, continue same bat time, same bat channel. So
That's right.
So yeah, that's why we are knocking this out a week early. So the biggest thing that I'm gonna miss is having my ammo loaded up for when the Indiana Chiefs bash me. So that way I have some news. So I'm just gonna sprinkle in a "suck it, Emperor" right now.
Oh,
I'm not gonna take it too harsh on them. This could be airing the day after the Chiefs lose to the Bengals again, and this year they have an excuse. They got to hurt Patrick Mahomes. I never like to see a team go head to head against another team without their best, and unfortunately, if the Bengals do win, there'll always be that what if, and I'll feel a little bit bad, but you know what? The Bengals haven't won in ever or in my lifetime, let alone been worth anything in my lifetime until now. So
I think Colton's holding back because we just had our monthly meeting with the Emperor to go over what's going on with the podcast, and they were having like this crazy long conversation where it was like a heart to heart. They were just having a good old time. So Colton's in a good mood because on a normal day he would be ripping us.
So yeah. So yeah, that's why there's no emails this week. We're gonna catch those up next week. I'm really excited for that. I've already been texting like 2 people who have already said they're gonna email us. So yeah, that's why we're doing it a week early, and that's why we're kind of doing an episode where we really don't need to call back to anything really that's going on in our lives. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's kind of that's how this episode is going to take place, and hopefully the next episode we do is set up in the new place and everything's taken care of and no problems, and we just
Yeah.
continue like normal. So
That'll be my job on Saturday. Set up Colton's desk exactly where he wants it, while everybody else is lifting all the heavy stuff.
maybe, I don't know yet. I've
Yeah.
decided.
Hey, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out the best corner in the basement to put it. It'll be beautiful.
Seriously, I am thinking about like having like there are certain people like you and Rob Starwin are like the only two people I would be like, I'd be like, you could be like, hey, what do you want to do with this? I'm like, yeah, man, you can do whatever you want. You sure? Yeah, I trust you. Like you two are like the only two I would be like, yeah, it would be
Colton,
done like how I would want it.
I dropped your computer down the stairs. Gonna need a new one.
Oh my, that's too funny.
So how was your week? Did you have a good weekend? Since this is a short in between episodes, did you?
Yeah, yeah. We went over to the Goldens.
Yes.
Got to check out the downstairs basement in the big screen, so to speak.
Watch some football.
Watch some football. Yeah, watch some good football, except for the Giants Eagles game. That was more of a big brother little brother fight.
Yeah.
Where mom had to come in and step in and take care of that because it just got ugly. But yeah, no, it was a good weekend for football. Sunday, just did church, hung out with the family, did some more packing. It's big things ahead. So just trying to get to Wednesday, man. That's all I'm trying to do. Get to Wednesday. Like I said, I keep telling myself when I listen to this episode, everything will be done.
Yep.
All the big stuff, all the major stuff will be done, and
on Monday you'll be giving yourself a pat on the back.
On to a new normal.
Yep.
So I'm excited.
Yep. The first couple of days will be weird, I'm sure.
I mean, I'm worried about the kid. He's, yeah, I'm just a little worried about him. I just hope everything goes well for him, and
I will.
It's for the best. So
nice, very nice.
So yeah, man. How about your weekend? How was it?
It was good. Like Colton said, they came over Saturday, watched some football. We ordered some good Chinese food. Hung out. Lucas and Sydney were here too, and they stayed Saturday night, and we watched some movies. We watched Jurassic Park because that's what I thought we were going to be watching over the whole day. And they're like, no, watch football. I was just going to pull the game up on my phone, and then you guys came over, so it was like, okay, football it is. And played some game. We played Rhett and Link's We're Still Good, which
We're Still Good, yeah.
Which is if you've ever watched Good Mythical Morning, they're two podcasters on YouTube that do stuff, and they're really fun to watch. And they have a game. So if you go to Walmart, they have a game called We're Still Good. You can get it there. It is pretty fun. It's like Cards Against Humanity with a twist. So definitely was fun. Kind of got a little old for us, I think, towards the end, because we played it for like an hour and a half. So, but it was a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sunday was good. It was kind of a lazy day, and I needed a lazy day.
Nice.
So when this airs, I will be in Las Vegas for a company trade show. So that'll be a good time. And then on my way home the next day, flying back from Las Vegas. So excited for doing something that was on my my New Year's list of things to do, which was to travel a little bit more this year. So starting it out, going somewhere I've never been. So
I'm excited. You're gonna love Vegas. You're gonna want to go back out and do you're gonna want to go out and do
actual
Vegas
vacation.
Again. Yeah.
Actual vacation.
Yeah. Because there's no way you'll get to do half the stuff you want to do.
Oh no, I'm only gonna have
when you're out there.
I'm gonna have very little time to do anything. So which is okay. It'll keep me out of the casino, I'm sure. Which I probably wouldn't go to the casino anyways, because
There's so much more to do in Vegas than just gamble. Like that's
I know
the
I want to
beauty
go
of
to
Vegas.
shows. I want to go to a show. Maybe I can figure something out while I'm out there, but we'll see.
You're gonna have to play. You're gonna have to play the slots or win some
Yeah,
money to go to a show out there.
I know. I'll find the little dive bar that has a band playing or something.
You strike me as a guy who would really like the Thunder from Down Under shows.
Are those the male strippers?
Dang it!
The Thunder from Down Under.
I was really hoping you would use that later in a while you were there, be like, hey, I had a buddy who really said the Thunder from Down Under might be.
Oh, I knew exactly what you're talking about. It was on Impractical Jokers, so I know exactly what you're talking
dang about. Dang it.
Can't get me that easily. But yeah, glad you had a good weekend. Glad I was able to see you this weekend. Glad I'll be able to see you when this airs. I saw you this past weekend helping you move, getting stuff into the new house.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that.
It's gonna be an exciting weekend doing stuff and busy. Anybody that's in the area that we record this podcast, whether you're from, Warsaw, South Bend, whatever, wherever you're listening from, my dad, the Skywalker, and myself are playing an acoustic set on February 3rd at the Mean Bean Bistro. So if you want to come see that, it's Friday night, 6 to 8, and we'll be there. They're doing their grand reopening. They did a lot of cool work to it. It's in Bremen. Mean Bean Bistro. So
right on.
Listen to us play terrible music. Great music. Well, we play great music, but we play it terribly, not terrible music.
That's great. I love it.
And I mean, actually, I can't toot my own horn. Like I don't feel right doing that. Like I'm not a great drummer, and I'm playing the cajon, so it's not like I'm playing the drums. But we're pretty good. Dad is a very seasoned musician, and although he hasn't played in a while, he's pretty good. Skywalker's not too bad himself, so.
Oh.
So yeah, come check us out. February 3rd, 6 to 8, Mean Bean Bistro in Bremen.
Nice.
Bremen, let me just plug it on a podcast. That guy in California that's listening is like, I'm flying to Bremen. Flying to South Bend.
I gotta go. Yes, he's got to go to South Bend.
Yeah, but if you're in the area and you're listening, please
check them out.
Have a coffee and help them with their grand reopening. Colton,
what up, though?
I got something for you.
What you got?
We're talking about the weekend. Got a question of the pod.
Okay.
What is your perfect weekend?
Okay, so I'll be honest. The only thing I heard was my perfect Sunday is, which is a line from Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
When they're always doing an interview at the police scene and there's a reporter. My perfect Sunday is, and he just goes off. That's what I thought of. So what's the question?
What is your perfect weekend?
Man, perfect weekend. Man, I just, you can't go wrong with the first cool off in the fall, Saturday football, food on the table to stay there all day, and you just sit there and you watch college football all Saturday. Hang out, have some buddies over, hang out with the family, however you want to spend it with somebody. I think that's what makes that day a little bit more special. Is even if you're just hanging with the family or you got a bunch of buddies over, being with somebody, watching some games, having that camaraderie, like to me, that's like the perfect weekend. Nice. Is that first, and it's got to be that first cool off weekend where it was.
You can open the windows.
It's 80s all week, and now it's like 63 and sunny, and it's just a perfect fall day. And
you got the grill going outside.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
You got 3 different types of chip dip.
Yep.
That's all fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be mine. What about yours?
Mine's very similar to yours, but I'm gonna go the opposite time of the year. That first warm up in the spring, you're pulling the grill out for the first time, You're throwing on some steaks or some chicken wings. You're sitting outside because the area feels good. You have the windows open. You go in the house and you just get that nice, clean, fresh scent from outside. And it's one of those things like I I don't want a weekend where I have to run errands, right? I'd like rather run my errands on a Wednesday or Thursday, and then have Friday night to go out to dinner somewhere, do something, and then have Saturday where you're relaxing, you're grilling, you're doing whatever, and then Sunday is that relaxing day where you're I don't know. I For some reason I like to have a really clean house, so I like to use my Sundays to make sure everything's picked up for the week. So I would say dinner Friday, relaxing Saturday, grilling something during the spring, early spring, and then Sunday's relaxed day. That would be the perfect weekend.
Sounds like a good weekend.
It does. I'm ready for them. We got this burst of cold weather, and we're recording this on Monday, and we're supposed to get some snow on Wednesday. So I'm like trying to prepare myself to be ready for that. And I was driving into work this morning, and I was pulling onto the road I turned in to go to work, and I hit my brakes and just skidded straight, 5 feet past my turn, and had to sharp turn back to get turned. So it was a little icy this morning. I'm ready for that warm air to flow back in and just have like you said, 63 would be perfect. Like, I understand it doesn't really warm up to that for a while, but like once that day hits, and I mean, it's just a nice sunny, warm day. You can throw out some lawn chairs and sit and relax. That sounds really good right now.
It does.
It does. I got my mother-in-law got us a greenhouse, a little mini greenhouse for Christmas. So I'm gonna start growing some veggies this summer and do some stuff like that. So I mean, I feel like I've become an old man. I'm gonna start a garden and grill out some steaks while I'm trimming my corn stalks, detasseling. But no, question of the pod.
It's a good question, brother.
What is your perfect weekend? Send us an email, thecallguyspodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what your perfect weekend is. Are you ready for winter to be over? Are you ready for year 2 of the Call Guys podcast? Let us know.
Oh,
year
yeah.
2. I'm excited.
I like it.
Yeah. Oh, show. Colton, what are we talking about tonight? This isn't a... How do I explain this to the listeners? The idea of what we're talking about tonight came about
there was an
3.5 hours. Yes, 3.5 hours before we started recording, because it's fallen in a weird time, and we had some other stuff on the docket, but a lot of stuff that would have taken the research of the week for us to actually think about stuff. So tonight we're going to cover all of Marvel Phase 4, kind of talk about a little bit, and then we're going to go back over our top 10s and our TV shows and kind of discuss what we're looking forward to in Phase 5, what Phase 4 and what the disappointments were, what the good things were, and just cover it all, because here at the end of February, Ant-Man Quantumania is coming out, and we just have a ton of things coming out this year that are going to be in this Phase 5 leading up to the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars and everything else that's coming out. So
yeah, they've got a lot of avenues they can go down to, depending on how they want to tackle these next couple phases. And I wonder if they're going to do another big bad like a Thanos, and obviously not in season 4, because nothing positive came out of season 4. I think season 5 is going to kick us off, and we're going to find out who the next quote unquote big bad is. And it sounds like, to me, they're kind of playing like we don't know who it is. So I have a hunch they're gonna throw a couple big names out there here in the beginning. That is Phase 5, and then through the phases they're gonna dwindle it down, and they're gonna like Kang, for example. I don't know if it is, but I could see him like becoming stronger each phase, and then him obviously being the quote unquote new Thanos.
See, I think they're going to do the complete opposite. I think Kang is going to be, I think through the first bunch, it's going to be kind of a Loki situation. You're going to see him be the bad guy for a big chunk of the movies. And then you're going to get a big, whether it's Mephisto or somebody else, big reveal towards the end. I mean, you got Agatha, you've got oh gosh, what's the other one with magic that's coming out? I don't remember, but you just have, there's a bunch of movies coming out where it's possible that Mephisto is going to be the big bad.
Mephisto's been the dude has been like talked about for
Ever.
episodes, and like, are we ever going to get that payoff? I don't know. Maybe.
There's so much darkness and all this stuff that they talk about in all these movies where you'd think it would have to be something with Mephisto. Maybe Mephisto is somehow below what Kang's going to be, and Kang will be the big bad. I don't know, but maybe he's just going to be a small villain along the way. I mean, it'll definitely be interesting what they do in the next 3 years of movies they have coming out. And I'm going to say I'm excited, but I'm also going to say at this point I don't know that I really care as much as I should. Especially since Phase 4 was kind of a big gold bust.
They've got, I mean, to me, I mean, they're coming out of the gates hot. They've got Ant-Man in the Quantum Verse, and then they've got Guardians.
Quantumania.
I think they're really
the Quantum
What did I say? Oh shit. Quantumanium. Quantum Verse. Jeez. Oh my. I think they're coming out of the gates though with the right people.
I do too.
I think they're going to try to gather everybody up. I still think Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is going to be just a complete and utter dismantling of the Guardians to form a different group. But no, nevertheless, I think there will be at least a better direction for the MCU with those two movies, even if they do quote unquote kill off a lot of the characters.
So, I would say one of the movies that I'm most excited for is the Marvels. After watching Ms. Marvel and really enjoying the show more than some of the shows that have come out, I think that the Marvels is going to be really good. Now, I know we don't really like what's her name as Captain Marvel, but Brie
Larson.
Brie Larson, but I think that what they've done with Rambeau and with the girl from Ms. Marvel, and I can't think of what her name is right now. I think that it'll be a really good movie. I think it'll be a lot of fun to watch. But we'll see.
Time will tell.
Yeah. So let's cover a little bit of Phase 4.
Okay.
What do you think hold the weight of the phase? TV shows or movie?
Pulled the weight, man. I would say early. Man.
I'm going to go straight up Shang-Chi. Like, I think in the early movies, Shang-Chi pulled the weight. Shang-Chi was something that was different and I think was good because it was something new to watch. It wasn't a repeat of something that happened. Now, I would say like formula-wise it was. Superhero character is down on his luck. Him and his best friend find a magical world and figure out how he works his superpowers better and defeats a villain who is controlled by a bigger villain. But I think it worked because it was something different.
Okay. I'm looking at this from a year's perspective. And, I'm just going to say the 2021, 2 years ago, that carried Phase 4. You had WandaVision, you had Loki, You had Hawkeye. What If I thought was decent. I did not like Falcon and Winter Soldier at all. Um, Black Widow, the movie, from the movie perspective, Black Widow still to this day should have been out way before, and it should have
Oh
been
yeah.
done in Phase 3. I'm mad that it came out in Phase 4. At worst, it should
Hell,
have been done in Phase 3.
I say hell, it could have been a Phase 2 movie, to be
Oh
honest.
yeah, yeah. I would. Yeah, that would actually probably would have been a better choice for it.
Yeah. The
Um,
moment they mention when her and Hawkeye are talking about
Budapest.
Budapest, they could
Yep.
have made the next movie Black Widow.
Yep. I agree. But they didn't. And really, from the movie perspective, the only good movies that they had were Shang-Chi and No Way Home. Um, those to me, those are the best. Those are the best things that came out of Phase 4 was the 2021 material that they did.
Yeah.
It's just Moon Knight. I think Moon Knight and Doctor Strange, which are the first two things out of it, and 2022 are the only good things to come out in 2022. I mean, that's a whole year of just watching stuff that is tough to get through, but you're getting through it. You're getting through it because of the storyline that Marvel's built up. So,
Yeah.
um,
I would argue that I enjoyed Ms. Marvel and She-Hulk until certain points in the shows. I mean, they were both good in their own ways, but there were also points where you're like, you almost didn't even want to watch the next episode because you're like, I'm already tired of it. Like Ms. Marvel did so great with the background stuff, with the cool animations and the story of her as a superhero. Like it was all really good, but then they dulled out the animation and they dulled out her story, and it just became a conglomeration of
it's
mess.
it's like they had a budget, okay, and they wasted 3/4 of it on the first 3 episodes, and they're
Yeah,
like, "Hey,
draw 'em in.
yeah, yeah, we're only going to give you about a tenth of what you've been working for the last 6 episodes. So good luck."
How big of a fishing lure can you make?
Yeah, no joke.
Because I got
I
to
get
reel in
it.
this fish of 1 billion people.
And you know what? I guess I'll give you that. I mean, we talked about She-Hulk that we really enjoyed it until the last episode.
Yeah,
Um, and I would say even for the majority of the last episode we liked, but then it just talk about coming off the rails from not from what is true to the comics, but what is just the storyline. Um, you know, I didn't. I just didn't like it.
anything
Um,
that has a twist ending, I want it to be a twist that makes me ask questions,
yeah,
not that makes me drop my jaw and say why. Like, why did you do that? What was even the point of the show? You just completely twisted the whole thing. I don't want to see that. I want something that's going to surprise me and make me say, you better have a season 2, because I want to know what's going to happen, because that just happened. Not, well, now she's writing her own story, so why even make a season 2? We already know she can write it however she wants.
yeah. Make
I,
me ask the question why out of excitement, not out of anger.
yeah,
And
exactly.
that's what She-Hulk did,
Yeah.
and Miss Marvel, for that. Um, but I mean, the movies were just terrible, terrible.
Yeah, Eternals, I wouldn't even, if I was Marvel, I wouldn't even claim it, to be honest.
That's rough.
Black Widow was cool because it was a great backstory to something that you've heard about for you said seasons. I make want to say seasons now because you said seasons. Um, for all of like everything, and then No Way Home, the nostalgia obviously made the movie. Doctor
Yep.
Strange was the darkness of Doctor Strange, and
Yep.
Wanda just being a complete badass through the whole thing was cool. Thor: Love and Thunder, I the only thing I could
Doggone.
think, literally, when I think about Thor: Love and Thunder,
Don't
I
say
think
Fat
of
Russell Crowe.
no, I think
Oh,
about the screaming goats. Because the whole movie they scream, and it just made me laugh out loud every time, because I'm like, that's where this has come. That's what has happened
that has
to
happened to
Thor.
the God of Thunder.
Yeah, and then Wakanda Forever was not a terrible movie. We talked about it in a past episode. It was a good sequel, and it played great homage to
I was gonna
Chadwick.
say
So
that is, it's tough that this movie has to be in this phase, and
yeah,
because it got no help whatsoever from any of its movies, to be able to carry the phase, because everybody knew that this movie was going to be, up backs against the wall, trying to figure out how do we rebound from Chadwick, and how do we make this movie better. And like I said, they did the best with what they had,
they did. They did.
and
I 100% agree.
I would have loved to have seen the original movie they had planned, but just
Yeah.
can't happen.
Yeah, and
So
it's like seeing how Fast and Furious is talking about bringing Brian back.
yeah,
Like I've seen things where they're talking about bringing Brian back. Why do that? Why bring back a character whose actor has passed away? I understand you have the technology to do it, but don't do it.
yeah,
Like like I like you said, I would have loved to see Black Panther with Chadwick Boseman as the Black Panther, and him fighting Namor would have been awesome. But unfortunately, that couldn't happen, and they did the best they could with what they had. And
yep.
I did enjoy the movie overall. It was
I,
just
I just feel
sad.
like I feel like it's not fair to judge that movie in this phase.
Yeah,
I just don't think it's fair to do that, because it's not working on the same parameters as the other movies.
I agree.
So that's kind of my only really stipulation of phase 4, is that, you gotta really take out Wakanda Forever and put it in its own little category.
Yeah. So, um, really, this is a movie we have not talked about, and that's Eternals. Why was it so bad?
I think too many chefs in the kitchen with poor storytelling. Um, yeah, it bounced around way too much between them, and it just wasn't enough for the movie to be good.
Yeah.
I felt like they just had too many chefs in the kitchen.
Honest opinion on Eternals, it should have been a TV show.
That would have been a really good idea.
Yeah, this could have been a TV show. They could have had it could have been a 22 episode, half hour episodes TV show where the first 7 episodes they introduce each character. And then from there, they have it all connect together and why they're coming together. You get the history, you get all this stuff. They fight the big bad at the end, the whatever you call him, I don't even care anymore. The rock guy in the middle of the ocean that nobody talks about. Yeah,
Celestial.
exactly. Um, I think that would have been a better route for this not being a movie. Like
Nobody
I don't
talks
know.
about it anymore.
I know exactly. Um, I don't know. I think I don't know why. It's just a thought I've had. Like, why didn't they? They're doing all these Disney Plus shows. Why didn't Eternals? And I understand like the star-studded cast. Like the cast was great. I love the casting choices, but at the same time, it could have been the way lower budget. It could have been a TV show. Could have been more of a drama than an action flick, and it
You
would have
still
been
could have you
good.
still could have sprinkled in the Kit Harington
Yeah.
cameos and that storyline, especially with the end story there. I think you could have maybe elaborate a little bit more on what that was, and still made allegedly Blade be the end scene credit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
could have did a little bit more backstory for that, but no, we're just gonna get thrown into it this year or next year with Blade. So
I was born ready, motherfucker.
I hope Wesley Snipes gets a cameo.
I do too. I really do. That would be
He's
that
not
would be
working for
sick.
no cameo though.
No, no, you're gonna pay me $100 to come on there?
I got tax evasions I gotta be fighting.
No, they're gonna cast freaking Eddie Murphy as Wesley Snipes.
Don't say that.
No,
Every
I'm kidding.
time. Every time.
Kidding. Um, no, but I really do. I think they wasted all of Eternals on trying to do backstories for these characters, and then it just was too much for a movie. And to be honest, it could have been a part 1 and part 2, but I would have much rather seen it as a TV show.
Yeah. I don't argue. I can't argue that one, man. That was actually a really good idea when you said that, like a 22 part series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it would have been done a lot better.
Yeah, I just think there would have been so much more to explain and do.
I mean, it's only one screen, man.
Yeah,
When you do it in the movie form, it's one screen. How do you share that screen time with all those people?
exactly. And everybody, like, I'm so glad they freaking didn't bring Harry Styles' character in before, and
Oh yeah.
it was a post credit, and I don't know. I just think it was a big failure for a studio that puts out so much good stuff in the last 3 phases. And where is that continuity to the last 3 phases? Where, like, there was such a good strict schedule that was followed. Like, everything fell into place, right? Like, there were some bad movies. We've talked about them, but everything intertwined and worked and led up to a big moment. Even phase 1, like, when you're watching phase 1, the movies connect. They have post-credit scenes. They all come together. They all come together into a big mashup at the end of the phase. And then you move on to phase 2, and those characters split off and go do their own thing, and then come together at the end and have a big face-off. And the same with phase 3, where it ends with Infinity War and Endgame. And then phase 4 just comes in, and it's like, here's 500 characters. Take them real quick. Take them. Watch their movies, and we might throw in a Thor movie and a Doctor Strange movie. Oh, and here's Spider-Man again. You met him one time, twice, maybe 3 times. Who knows? I don't remember. We're just gonna bring in all the other Spider-Mans that you've known your entire life and hope that you watch the movie. And then here we sit at the end of phase 4, waiting for Ant-Man Quantumania, because that might be the best movie that comes out for Marvel in the last year and a half, 2 years. At least we
So
hope.
I'm a firm believer of having a solid foundation. Okay. Um, if you do not have a solid foundation, you will get nothing accomplished. I don't care what you do in life and whatever you want to put that philosophy to. Um, without that solid foundation, nothing can be built, because anything built without a solid foundation is you're pretty much building for nothing, because it's going to fall, it's going to crumble. And that is what that's what phase 1 did so well. And maybe that's because we really hadn't had any real superhero-esque movies. I mean, yeah, we had Blade, we had what's another one that we had
Tobey
before?
Maguire Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, we had the Spider-Man movies, but they really didn't try to make that into anything. But they
Yeah.
were just like one-offs. Okay, they weren't trying to build a storyline with these movies. And they absolutely knocked it out of the park with phase 1. Maybe minus, because I think Iron Man 2 technically is in phase 1.
Which still is a better movie than some of the bad movies.
Oh gosh, yes, it is, and that's saying a lot, because there's some not so good Marvel
Yeah.
movies. But digressing is that they took the time to build a really, really good foundation and had an amazing setup into the Avengers. And now that the Avengers is quote unquote over, now they are trying to figure out where to go from here. And I don't think the move was to have your first movie be a backstory of a dead character, B, then follow it up with a completely new and different character, Shang-Chi. Nothing wrong with that, but you got to either lead with it or you got to work him in somewhere else and then give him the movie.
Shang-Chi should have been phase 4's first movie.
I agree. And then you follow Shang-Chi up with the Eternals, which is just a cluster of a movie with all the characters they had. And then they say, hey guys, don't worry. We're going to give you all the Spider-Mans in one movie. Have
Yeah.
at it. And you're just like, what is this cluster? Because Maguire's not sticking around.
Garfield.
Garfield's not sticking around. The Eternals makes absolutely no sense within the realm of the MCU. And Black Widow's dead. Like,
Yeah.
and technically, Spider-Man, there is no Spider-Man because nobody knows who he is. There's no one to call
They just
Spider-Man.
know that there's a Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And it's just I mean, and that's that's the first year of phase 4, and that's where they go. They literally go backwards. Backwards.
Yeah. Now
Need to
the
move
only good
anything
thing
forward.
the only good thing about Eternals is that we've seen Celestials and Guardians, we've seen Celestials like in the past. Like
Mhm.
that's the only good thing. I just don't think they did it right. And I don't want to talk about Eternals anymore because it's
No, I agree.
I
I agree.
I fell asleep the first time I watched it. The second time I
Yeah,
watched
you
it, I
did.
hated it. So
Yeah, you did. No, I mean, I think you absolutely nailed it. Eternals TV show. Next question.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I don't.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, if I'm gonna break this down in years. The first year this TV series got through the phase because
Yeah.
they gave us WandaVision, Loki,
Beautiful.
What If, and
Mm-hmm.
Hawkeye.
Yep.
All bangers. Because
Bangers.
I personally I like What If because it's a complete fresh take on the MCU done differently.
It's super refreshing.
I thought the animation was fantastic. I love a good what if question. Like
Yeah.
just in general, if you came up to me and said, "Hey, what if this?" I'd be like, "Yes, like feed me these questions."
Yeah.
So I love a good what if. So, and I love how it was a story to the end. Like it kept adding, everything kept adding up to the end scene, to the final episode.
Yep.
I was like, oh man, that sounds like a
Love
good
that
good line to take.
the characters they brought back for What If, like Killmonger and Ultron, and all this stuff that they were able to fit in that connected back to the movies that we loved. I think that was cool to see.
Yep.
I agree with you. WandaVision being how how different it was as a TV show, and watching it like go through the decades was really cool to watch. And then the twists at the end and everything, which you kind of could guess that Agatha was toying with something, and the way that it leads into Doctor Strange is super nice.
I'll add one more thing to WandaVision. I think the reason why it was a perfect start for it is because you have the emotion of Wanda and Vision.
Yeah.
And how that ends,
Endgame.
and it feels like it just picks up.
Or Infinity War, sorry.
Yeah, I feels like it just picks up from there,
For sure.
and you still have that raw emotion when she's sitting in that plot where they were supposed to build their house with the blueprints, and she's got that, and you can still feel that emotion of when Thanos ripped out the Soul Stone. Like,
Yeah.
I felt like that to me was a great call to lead with WandaVision. So continue.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
Loki. I mean, I got Miss Minutes right here. I wouldn't have Miss Minutes if I didn't love the show.
Yeah.
Like I loved the idea of Loki gets the Tesseract, he goes back, and then he gets taken by the time variance
Core.
Yeah, time variance TVA, time variance authority.
Time variance.
And he has to go back, and then he meets a female version of himself, and he goes and he pretty much figures out that all this is BS, and then runs into Kang, which builds up what's coming up, which is fun. And I love that they did that in a TV show. We meet our big villain in a TV show. We're not meeting him in a movie. It's not a post-credit scene of him spinning around in his chair. I'll do it myself. Yeah, it's like it's fun to see these shows that are making big plays for what's coming up. Hawkeye, obviously, I love because of Vincent D'Onofrio coming in it as
Yep.
Fisk, and seeing Jeremy Renner, just take a beating, and that like he is such a great actor, and he is an amazing. I mean, just overall, like his character being so athletic and being an archer and being able to do all this stuff is really fun. By the way, Jeremy Renner, I hope you're feeling better. Did you hear that he broke over 30 bones in that accident? That's insane.
He's in bad shape.
Yeah, that's insane. So
Unfortunately, I really hope. I don't know how they're gonna. I just don't know how.
I don't know. I don't know
I
either.
just don't know how. I just hope. I honestly just hope that he's okay and can at least get back to normal everyday functioning.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, have there be no
Snowplow accident or something.
problems? Just no problems. Nothing bad. Just trying to give him a resemblance of what a normal day was for him.
Oh yeah.
Just a glimpse of it. Like, that would be fantastic. So
Yeah, I was actually reading the article today because they came out with something on it, and I was like, 30 bones. He broke 30 bones, and I don't know exactly what happened. I haven't read up into any of that stuff, but yeah, Hawkeye, just an amazing show. You get to see Pew come back, Black Widow's sister, and I cannot remember what her name is right now, and all of that stuff that really made you fall in love with her character, and then that she'll be coming back in the Thunderbolts and doing all that stuff too. So I feel like the TV shows, like you said, did a lot for Phase 4, and the movies didn't do enough.
for the first year, in the first year,
Yeah.
2021.
Yeah.
Yep.
So 2022, we got Moon Knight.
Banger.
Correct. Banger.
Yep.
Enjoyed it. Ms. Marvel and She-Hulk for TV shows. We got did Doctor Strange come out 2022?
Correct.
Yeah. And then Thor Love and Thunder.
Thor.
And then Wakanda Forever.
And then Wakanda Forever. Where do you want to start with them?
Let's just throw Thor out because I don't even want to talk about it. We've already talked about it on the call, guys. Neither one of us really enjoyed it.
Sucked.
Yeah, it was not great.
Trash.
I want to hit on Moon Knight first because I think that was something that we both enjoyed.
Correct.
I think that the story, the history, the ancient Egyptian stuff and all that, and the big fight scene at the end, I think we both really enjoyed all of that. The split personalities, everything, and the fact that he can come back in almost any film, any movie. He could come back in Blade, he could come back in Thor, he could come back in literally anything. I mean, enjoyable character, enjoyable overall story. Kind of that national treasure feel. They're searching for a treasure, searching for something they need. Just good.
Yeah, I think, to me, I think it was the best TV series, and quite frankly, maybe the second best thing of 2020 of 22 Phase 4. It's the twist for me, the split personality, and then the split personality of the split personality. It's just,
oh yeah,
like, to me, that was when I was like, yes, give me the next season now.
I know. I actually, and like, the more we talk about this, the more I want season 2s of everything that we've talked about so far.
My Conchu, I don't know where he's at.
You actually said it right. My Encanto.
It's a great movie too. Shut up.
It's a great movie. I'm not gonna deny it.
Oh man, love your band. Yeah, I mean, so let's. I mean, Doctor Strange. We've kind of hit on that. I think we both really liked.
Night. I would say 80% of the movie.
Well, no. We both really liked Scarlet Witch's character.
Yeah, for sure.
And Doctor Strange was Doctor Strange. Like
Um,
I think the character we both liked the most out of that movie was Scarlet Witch.
or Wong. I would give them a toss up. I think Wong played almost a bigger role in the whole movie than Doctor Strange did. Just in the
Oh
fact that
yeah, I
he,
think if you're comparing those two, yeah, I
yeah.
agree.
But I think you're right. I think Scarlet Witch after WandaVision and following that story up and Doctor Strange, and you're feeling the pain. You're feeling the pain of everything that happened, and seeing that she understands that if she takes this girl's power, she can be pretty much invincible and be able to travel through and do exactly what she wants. So
I'm curious if we're ever going to get to a time and a spot where Wanda isn't in pain. You know what I mean? Because WandaVision isn't just about her coping and
yeah,
and, and Doctor Strange it's Wanda angry.
yeah,
Like I wonder if if she's ever going to come back to when her brother was alive
yeah.
and the joy she had when it was just when it was just her and him against the world type of mentality when she had everything she ever needed and
Literally kidnapped, adopted by um a government to turn them into weapons,
yep.
and then destroys a city, and then taken in by the Avengers and falls in love with a animatronic or AI, I guess, and
AI.
then AI gets killed. She goes crazy and then dives into dark magic and build takes control of how many people in an entire city, town, small town, and then tries to take a young girl's powers and ends up dying, which we
We know
assume she
she's not
did die.
dead.
Yeah. So,
She's not dead.
well, I just explained her entire plot.
Yeah, I mean,
Couple
honestly,
sentences,
I
but
could make a case that she was the best character in Phase 4.
I agree.
Her character arc has been absolutely bonkers.
Best character phase four, Tobey Maguire Spider Man. It's true. It's true. Point. I'm sorry, Colt. I'm sorry. Don't get mad at me. Let's move on. um.
Oh
So yeah, Doctor
my.
Strange. We talked about WandaVision. Moon Knight. Ms. Marvel. I talked about that earlier. I really enjoyed the animation, the titles, the background stuff, and that. Um. I really liked her as a character in general. I think she'll do really well in like a Young Avengers situation or in the Marvels when that movie comes out. And then She-Hulk, I just sigh because I enjoyed it and then I hated it. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel.
Yeah, I mean, I was never real big on the Miss Marvel scene because it just felt like more of a kids' TV show.
Yeah,
Um, I am kind of curious to see how she is going to be in Miss Marvel because I feel like I'm hoping that she's given a more non like high school
childish.
feel.
Yeah,
Um, I think we've talked about this before. Obviously, they're setting up Young Avengers, and I just don't know how I feel about that yet. Mostly negative, though. Um, She Hulk is, yeah. There's just a lot. I don't want to say philosophical things, but there's just a lot of things that I didn't like about the show. But I
mm,
still like the show, but then I end up hating the show because I felt like the whole show there was pros and cons to the whole thing, and that happens with every show. But then they have that one big FU at the end,
yeah,
and that just overrides the goods, the pros and the cons. And because you can get over cons, like pros and cons, I mean those are normal, those are give and take.
yeah,
But you have that one big middle finger at the end, it just overpowers both. And you can't it to me it's hard to overlook it when you say, yeah, She-Hulk's it was a good show, and you're like, Was it?
All
Like,
I
if
can
you're
say,
questioning yourself, then
yeah.
that's how bad that's how bad it was of an ending.
All I want to do is thank this show for bringing
Charlie
Matt
Cox.
Murdock. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I want to do. I want to thank it. I want to thank them for doing that. And if you screw up Reborn, I want to personally fly to Kevin Feige's house and stand outside and just flip him off. Because if you ruin Charlie Cox's Daredevil, I am going to be absolutely furious. And I might stop watching Marvel movies at that point, and we might have to just completely take all that off the docket forever.
Are we gonna flip? Are we gonna flip to DC then?
Yep, we're flipping to DC.
Oh, jeez.
You would be mad if they ruined Charlie Cox's Daredevil too. Don't lie.
I would be upset, but it would take them to ruin a couple more because they've already ruined a couple. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
If they went and ruined Charlie Cox, it would definitely put me closer to the edge than where I'm at now currently.
Hey Marvel, just don't do it. Don't
Yeah,
ruin him.
don't.
Make it the best show you've put out overall. We already know you can do it. We watched the Netflix series. We love the Netflix series.
Man, they've got a template. They've got the template for it right there. I don't know if they can follow it, though. I don't know.
Follow it. Just do it. Doesn't have to be as dramatic. Doesn't have to be nearly as dramatic. It can be more lighthearted. But we still, like, the Devil of Hell's Kitchen is not a lighthearted, funny guy.
He's a heavy character.
He is heavy. He's dreary. He's, depressed, down, like way down. Like that's what
I
he
walk
is.
a lonely road, the only road
that I have
ever known.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Then we got some short series. I'm gonna call them specials. We'll just call them specials for now. We got I Am Groot.
Mm-hmm.
Werewolf by Night, and the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Have you seen all three?
I watched all of I Am Groot and I watched the Guardians Holiday Special. I've not watched Werewolf by Night yet.
Same.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I have geared myself up twice to watch Werewolf by Night, and I get about 2 minutes in, and I'm thinking, God, I don't want to watch this at night. Like I'm just a terrible like late night creepy movie guy. Like I can't do it.
I need to watch it. I need to watch it. I will
I need to watch it. Logan, I know we need to watch it. I just hope I can get the courage someday to do it.
Yeah. I enjoyed I Am Groot because it reminded me of the old cartoons and watching the little shorts, which was fun. It was fun. It was good. And then the Guardians Holiday Special I thought was fantastic.
I love how they paid off a long running joke of Guardians of the Galaxy with Kevin Bacon.
Yes.
To me that was a perfect way to do this. And it also it sprinkles in a couple new things, but it's nothing that I think is going to carry on.
Yeah.
But it was just great to see them get together and pay off a joke of the MCU or of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is our recap of Phase 4. Like I said, it's mostly negative, unfortunately. I mean, that's kind of the there's nothing that good that came out of this for the actual for the universe, for the MCU, which is kind of frightening.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say I'm 100% disappointed. I'm not gonna say I absolutely hated everything that came out of Phase 4. But man, I don't know how many times in this podcast we've said Marvel has to do it. They have to really put their foot down.
After every movie, we said that.
Yeah. They need to start. They need to do it, and they need to really get a hold of what they're doing, and just make something that's catchy and good, and something that is going to make us want to watch what's coming next and next and next. So, um, Colt and I had talked before we started here. We wanted to go over our tops list. We did update it before we started recording tonight, and kind of went over everything that was in Phase 4. Surprisingly, I actually had it updated almost all
Nice.
the way. I was missing Thor: Love and Thunder, Black Panther, and then Werewolf by Night, I Am Groot, and the Guardians Christmas special. So I wasn't missing a whole lot. So surprising. I must have updated it at some point. I just don't
Must
remember.
have.
So Colton, did Phase 4 do anything for your top 10?
Top 10?
Yes.
I
Your
mean, as I'm
top
looking at them
10.
right here, my first one is Infinity War. No. Number 2 is Ragnarok. No. 3 is the original Guardians. No. 4 is Black Panther. No. 5 is Endgame. No. 6 is Doctor Strange. No. 7, Civil War. No. 8 is the Avengers. No. Ant-Man is 9. No. 10 is Guardians of the Galaxy 2. No. I think if I was to do anything, I think I would put Civil War up to 6, move Strange down. Um I know this is great content for the podcast as we sit
Yeah.
here watch you watch you do this.
We're updating. We're updating for everybody
Updating
out there.
updating my list. And then I think what I would do, um I think I would take Ant-Man, I'd take that out, put it Guardians of the Galaxy 2 there.
Guardians of
And
Galaxy
I think
2.
for 10 I would put Multiverse of Madness. Just for the just for how different that movie was to the universe and how dark it was. Um
Nice.
so I think that would be my new top 10.
So you threw a little phase 4 in
I gave
there.
a little bit of Phase 4 credit in there. Like I said, it's just I think that was my favorite movie of Phase 4, and I like the Doctor Strange. I love Benedict Cumberbatch, how he portrays it. Um
Yeah. Yeah.
so so yeah, I mean that's why I throw it the bone and get it in the top 10. Unfortunately, I don't think anything else would crack that. So yeah, man, what about your top 10? You making any changes?
The more I look over it, the more I don't think so. Obviously, Thor Ragnarok at 1, Endgame at 2. I do have a Phase 4 in there. I do have Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings at 3, Black Panther at 4, Infinity War at 5, Homecoming at 6, Iron Man at 7, Guardians at 8, Civil War 9, and Doctor Strange at 10. Man, no, I don't think so. I'm thinking about throwing Eternals at number 1. No, I'm just kidding. How much did we just trash talk that? But
Oh man.
no, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it the same until they give me something that really, really fights for this top 10 spot. I'm not changing it. So
Say that's fair. I'd say that's
and
fair.
as of TV shows, we couldn't really remember what we had in our top fives for what we talked about during the episode. But I think we are pretty solid on our tops, what we have right here. So
Yeah, I mean my number 5, I got She-Hulk. Like I said, unfortunately, it's the something's got to be 5, and I really
mhm.
did like that series for the most part. I was able to get through it just fine. and enjoy it all up until the last 20 minutes. So,
Yep.
um, if there's another good show that comes out, it'll definitely be the first out. Easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, love Hawkeye. Hawkeye was great. Hawkeye's my number 4. That was kind of my problem with Hawkeye. It just wasn't better than any of these other ones in my opinion. Number
Yeah.
3, I have it Moon Knight, mostly for the twist and then the double twist. The ancient Egyptian, um, what is that, mythology? I don't want to say. I'll
Yeah.
say the
Yeah.
mythology. Okay,
That's good enough.
yeah. Number 2, I got Loki. Um,
Yeah.
that's just I thought it was just fantastic. Love the storyline. Um, the ending. You want to talk about doing it right? I love the introduction to Kang.
Yeah.
What it was building up to the whole time. And like I said, number 1, WandaVision. It got better and better each and every week. Yeah, it might have started slow and stayed slow, but like I said, it built every week and gave me the question of what's next
Yeah.
and excitement.
It was a
And
good slow. It was a good slow because it made you want to watch what was coming up next. What are they going to do? What's going to be the next? What are they going to try to portray next? You know, they got the Malcolm in the Middle. They got the old 50s kind of show. They've got like the
yeah,
sitcoms, the
they went
comedies, all that stuff.
Dick
So,
Van Dyke, and then
yeah.
yeah, Brady Bunch. Just felt like maybe I can't remember what
Yeah.
TV shows they portrayed.
Yep.
But yeah, yeah. So that's my top 5. What about yours? Yours are
Um,
about the same.
very close. We kind of have them flip flopped a little bit. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I did like the story a little bit. You know, Sam Wilson's one of those guys you want to follow along with because he's been around for such a long time. And then Bucky also, and then their relationship's super fun to watch. Obviously, it could be the first one out if they bring out something better. You know, I struggle between that and She-Hulk, and Ms. Marvel because I like different aspects of each of those shows. It could number 5 could flip flop between any of those. Love Moon Knight. I really thought that it was a creative and cool show. Like you said, all the mythology, all the stuff behind the split personalities, super fun. Hawkeye, you bring back Kingpin, and Jeremy Renner is just trying to go home for Christmas. It's just a fun, lighthearted show to watch. Kate Bishop. WandaVision, we both love. I struggle with 1 and 2 also. I think that Loki and WandaVision kind of flip flop. But I did put Loki at 1 just because of what it's going to do for what's coming up here through season. See, you did it to me again through phases 5 and 6. So,
oh man.
but yeah, so that's our updated list. If you're watching on YouTube, it's all up here. We've had this Google Doc. I don't remember when we created it, but it's the only
Yeah, it's been a bit.
untitled spreadsheet I have. So there it is.
Nice, man. I mean, yeah, man. That's it. That's phase 4. I'm excited for phase 5. Like I said, I think they're starting out strong.
Oh yeah,
They got
sure.
some new stuff coming with the Thunderbolts and Blade next year.
Yeah.
And we're going to see our first Captain America without Chris Evans, which I'm not like that movie. I'm not even concerned about it.
Yeah.
It's going to be just fine.
So what do we have? We have Ant-Man Quantumania, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, The Marvels, Loki Season 2, Kraven the Hunter, and there's just so much coming out, even in 2023 alone, that is going to be a part of the Call Guys podcast and just a part of what we're going to be watching. So I'm sure there's more, and we'll fit those in as they come along, but we hope you're ready because I think we're ready. And I think we're taking the Skywalker's advice and going in glass completely and empty and shattered on the floor. So, but yeah, Colton, anything else you want to add on phase 4, phase 5, Marvel, what's coming up with the Call Guys, anything?
Well, I'm glad phase 4 is over and phase 5 is here. Marvel, get your act together, or we will become a strictly DC podcast. I will have to do a lot of repentance and movie watching to get caught up, but it will be
Yeah,
done if it needs to be done. It'll get done. Um, so you know, Marvel, really the ball's in your court. Like, I don't know how many people are going to be sticking around if you guys keep producing crap, but I guess you could
unfortunately.
find out. You could find out here soon. So,
Unfortunately,
um,
that's the way it is.
yeah. So yeah. Other than that, man, I'm super excited for the stuff we have planned for the call guys, for us in general, and just excited to share that with everyone. And I'm excited for the 50th. I'm excited for the first year episode. Like, I'm just excited. We got a lot of fun, neat stuff planned, and I hope you, the listeners, are ready for it and enjoy it, and hopefully can hop in on those and just enjoy our time together.
Yep. Once we've hit 52, we're on our way to 100. So, and it's gonna be a fun year, the call guys, and I think that we have some good ideas, and I hope that you all enjoy it. And I do have two things I want to hit on before we leave tonight. The first one is go watch that 90s show. If you enjoyed that 70s show, you will enjoy that 90s show. Um, Follows the same formula, has a really good story, funny, good nostalgia, just overall good show. And then two is go watch the new National Treasure show. If you have not watched that yet, once again, it's I would say it's the same as that 90s show. It just follows the same sort of formula, has a really good story, great characters, great, really relatable, just super fun. So, two shows that you should go out there and you should watch, and you should send us emails and let us know what you think of those shows.
Right on.
Right on, brother. Anything else, Colton?
Love you, brother.
Love you, brother. And everybody out there in podcast land, thank you for listening to the Call Guys podcast. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcasts. You can also watch us on YouTube. Just search for the Call Guys podcast. Please like, subscribe, click that bell, rate us, review us on Spotify. Anything that you can do to help us get more downloads. And please send us emails, get a hold of us, message us on Facebook, send us comments on YouTube, whatever it is you want. Let us know how you're doing, what you want us to talk about, what you expect from us in year 2 of the Call Guys, what you want to hear the end of this year. Is there anything else that we've missed that you want to hear us talk about? Anything important that's happened? We look forward to hearing from all of you. Like I said, messages on Facebook or send us an email at thecallguyspodcast at gmail.com. You can also find us on all your social medias, facebook.com/thecallguyspod, Instagram at the Call Guys, and TikTok at the Call Guys Podcast. We post just about every day anymore, just trying to get some stuff out there, little snips from each week, each video that we put out on YouTube. I try to cut it all together and make something fun out of it. So go check those out. And when you're done listening to us, there's plenty of other podcasts to listen to under the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network of podcast, whether that be Golden Image Podcast at facebook.com/Golden Image Podcast, the Murdnerds Podcast at facebook.com/Murdnerds, the United States of Paranormal Podcast at the United States, facebook.com/United States of Paranormal, or the United States of Paranormal.com. The Indiana Chiefs Fans Podcast, facebook.com/IN Chiefs Fans Pod, and A Court of Books and Booze at facebook.com/A Court of BAB. 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 That's right. You can find all those podcasts wherever you get your podcasts.
Awesome job.
Yeah, good work. I feel like I need to go take some Tylenol after talking about Eternals.
Yeah, man, it's Phase 4 was something special. I just hope it's something that we get to laugh about later on.
We will. I'm sure of it. When somebody's flying around the world and they fly past a big old celestial in the middle of the ocean, we'll go, yeah, that's from that dumb movie.
It's about dang time it's brought up.
Yeah. Actually, it was in a news article in She-Hulk.
That's true.
It's in one of the
but
Easter
who
eggs, but
cares?
hey, just saying this. Somebody brought it up. Somebody was like, crap, we should mention that somewhere else. All right. Colton, you good?
Yeah, man, I'm good.
All right. Everybody out there in podcast land. See you next time.
Later.
Woo!
Crazy.
Yeah, that's out.